becoming an incident commander and not getting to spend as much time on the ground as I'd like to and going from meeting to meeting, I got to go to a meeting last night with the local community. And of course, we start right off with what was number one on their mind was what are the evacuation levels. And Barry mentioned it already. Working with the North Star Borough, we recommended changing the evacuation levels today to at noon today. We will not have any more people in level 3 evacuation. Martin subdivision, Perfect Perch, and McLeod will stay in a 2. Everybody else will be in a 1. And like I said, that's one of the honors that I get to do, to go talk about all the hard work that you all did out there over the last couple weeks that we're continuing to do right now. We talked to them quite a bit about being mindful as the community comes back in. We have a community coordinator that'll be working with them. Starting at noon, they'll be coming in from the Murphy Dome side, the old Murphy Dome road side, and working their way in, trying to limit the amount of traffic that comes in, not to interfere with our work as we're finishing up what we're doing in those neighborhoods. So just again, a big thanks to everybody that's out there. We still got a lot of work to do to finish this up. We're getting a change in the weather perhaps. We're going to get our lines tested a little bit. We have a lot of work to do and just even pulling stuff back off. Again, there's a lot of fire activity in Alaska. A couple of new fires started, a couple of teams being mobilized. Competition for resources will be coming up here, so don't be surprised. Make sure you get your stuff together if we come and grab a couple of crews and have them get reassigned to another fire. Making sure that we've got a good plan in place, making sure you're ready to respond if we need initial attack in this area, and ready to pack up and move off if we need your help someplace else. Thanks for all the work you're doing here, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Tom. Good morning, Dana Scalia, Fire Behavior with Team 2. Today, with the lid that we've got on us, you can expect things to stay pretty quiet fire behavior-wise. There's a lot of continued heat out there from all the burning that we've done, especially in the interior as things are pulling together. You'll see isolated torching in the spruce and a lot of backing in the light fuels. Right now, the fine fuel moisture code is still extreme, but with the weather we've got and what's forecasted, it's going to go down to very high starting tomorrow. But the buildup index is on the increase. And if you remember, the buildup index reflects more of the long-term trends. Until we get some rain, that's not going to change. So what that means is in the tussock, in the grass, in the tundra, the fire behavior will continue to be active, and it'll back and be able to chunk around. So if we do get the thunderstorms with 25 to 35 to 30 mile an hour outflow winds, there's definitely potential out there for growth in basically any direction. It would scour out what we've got going on, and it would be a game on. So everything you're doing and have been doing the last few days to shore up the lines and build depth is really helping our communities. And just be ready for quick changes in the afternoon, starting after 1300, and hopefully we'll have a great day. Thanks.
Good morning, everybody. John Blanc, incident meteorologist. Mother Nature threw a big wrench into the forecast printed into your IAP by getting the smoke to really settle in even much thicker than we thought it would. So, really the big concern that I've got out there is that we have some general winds coming around from the west, but I don't feel too good about it being strong enough wind to by itself scour out the smoke that we've got around here at camp, down at Fairbanks Airport, and then especially up in the bowl where the fire's at, right? So all that said, conditions may not be quite as hot and dry as what I've got printed in that IAP forecast. However, what I do know is that up on our ridges, especially where we did all the firing over the last few days, it never really recovered that well. The highest humidity that I saw up there was about 41%. Most of the night, I'd say the bulk of that area was in the 30% range. So we're still starting off fairly dry up there.
Good morning, Laura Livingston, Safety Officer. So my safety message today is a short history lesson. Back in 2010 and 2011 on wildfires here in Alaska, there were tree strike incidents on firefighters who were working in this area. On both of those instances, the firefighters were doing mop-up operations in black spruce stands that had been previously burned over. Both those instances, they had either a wind event or downflow from approaching thunderstorms that affected those stands where the roots had been weakened. So if you still think that doesn't apply to us here, one of those events was the Hastings fire, which if you look on your map is the fire scar between Chattanooga Pike West and East. So as we know, the black spruce, they're notorious for having short, low, shallow root systems that are easily compromised by fire. Doesn't take a whole lot of wind to tip those over, and you're not going to get a lot of advance warning. So if you're working heads down, mopping up in areas like that, and we actually do start getting some winds, I ask that you post some lookouts. You start seeing trees come down, you really need to reassess where you're working.
As you all know so well, the job of ours, this career we have, has got variables and routines about it. One of the things that is not variable is the Pacific Northwest Team Number 2's approach to doing our best to take care of you guys. And that is, we just consider you're all members of Pacific Northwest Team Number 2 anytime we show up. We are extremely reliant on operational personnel to help us put the plan together on the ground so that it makes sense to everybody that's out there doing it. And we are equally as dependent on everybody that's involved in all aspects to help us put the good product on the ground, and they'll take care of everybody.